much casting. So, but yeah, so we have Risi123 against duolckrad. I don't know how you're supposed to say this actually.
Okay, test.
Duolcrad, I think, is how you say it. I'm not actually sure, but everyone calls him Duck anyway, so we'll just call him Duck for now.
Yeah, I guess it's really the easy way, and I usually do this as well. The sound is good, apparently. Okay, guys in the chat, just let us know if there's any sound issue, but I think it should be fine. So Mendocino. So who introduces the players? And you want to do this, Mitoe?
Sure, I can introduce the players.
Okay.
So in the bottom side of the map, playing as the green Spanish, we have duolckrad. Against Risi in the top of the map, playing as the blue British player.
Ah, yeah, so it's Brits against Spain. I actually didn't even see the matchup. Yes, so indeed, who would you favor between Risi and Duck then?
Between Risi and Duck, I think it's probably pretty close, actually. For the betting event, I actually put I bet on 2-1 for either result, so I think it's going to go down to the wire. They're both pretty good, probably about lieutenant colonel level, and I don't know. We'll have to see. I think Risi has like a really solid Brit in this game, so we'll see if it's enough to take down Duck. I think it might be for sure. But Duck, on the other hand, well, he doesn't have like a super strong civ like Risi has with British, but Duck has a lot of different civs he can play with, some depth at least.
Yeah, but I've seen him play a lot of Spains, especially in tournaments, I need to say. And Mendocino with his 4 TP line, well, I was gonna say it's pretty good for ATP, but then again he's going for oh no, it's Risi going for an early TP, my bad. So Duck is not going for a TP, so he might go for ATP, right? Because he doesn't go for this H1 TP, so he might wait for this cheaper TP.
Yeah, that's something a lot of Spanish players do, or at least what I know H2O likes to do, is you don't get that early TP, so you can guarantee that early 15 vil age up, because sometimes if you take a TP, that extra 100 wood will slow you down by 1 vil, and then you just get to use that 100 wood on a cheaper TP later. But yeah, smart of Risi to be grabbing the TP and recognizing that Spanish probably wants to grab the TP line.
Yeah, maybe gonna go for a kind of Virginia Company build with 3 villagers and Virginia Company in the ASOC fashion. But do you think it's better to keep the wood like this to get your first ATP up faster, or would it be better to use this 50 gold there to get a market and hunt dogs and just chop 50 wood?
I don't really think the market's worth it, because it almost for sure slows you down. Like, Spanish has a really tight age up time if you try to do the 15 vil age up, and any sort of slowing down can often lead to you having to age up 1 vil later, which in a lot of matchups could be a huge disadvantage, because that will delay like your 700 coin, and then you're aging at least 25 seconds later to Fortress. So
yeah,
it's a bit of a toss up. I mean, it's a bit of a risk, but you can do it, I guess. But in any case, Duck is opting not to do anything with that extra 100 wood and just going to save it for transition.
And maybe it's also risky a bit against Brits, because Brits already got a TP in H1, and if he identifies that Duck is going for ATP, he might be able to grab another TP, and maybe then it's better for Duck to keep this 100 wood to get his TPs up faster and try to win the TP war, you know? Because if he ends up having only 2 TPs from his ATP card, because Risi stole 2 TPs himself, it's not worth sending ATP for 2 TPs. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, for sure. And if he had built that early TP and been forced to age a vil later, he would still be getting those TPs up later, because he wouldn't be able to gather wood as quickly. But yeah, I think he's actually aging up a vil late anyway, it looks like. He started aging just now, I believe, at 3 minutes.
Yeah, but to be fair, Risi also kind of aging late. Well, he did take a TP in H1, but you can with Brits age up still at the normal 2 minutes 40 time if you take a TP. Also, the TP on Mendocino is really bad. The early TP is really, really bad. Gives you like 40 XP or something like this. So maybe that's why he's aging up a bit late.
Yeah, this is true. It looks like he's going to grab the second TP maybe, or he's just standing here to try and defend it.
Ah, yeah, but
okay.
Duck
he's going to be forced away by the dogs anyway.
Yeah, because he picked 2 dogs treasure in H1, and this is very smart. It's going to help him a lot to win this TP war. because of course Spain can train dogs from the explorer and also well get them from the treasure like every other civ. And well, it's gonna be really tough for Risi to take any other TP now. He's most likely just gonna die there.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try and fight these war dogs with the tomahawk. I think he might lose the explorer, but he'll probably kill the dogs in return.
I think,
and then maybe he'll be able to do something with this tomahawk to deny the TPs from these villagers.
I think he will lose his tomahawk. He didn't do the best job at hit and running, and I think he's just well, it was okay, but I mean this is good for Duck, right? He killed the extra warrior, he kills the explorer. Now he can get his ATP up because he did send ATP. And Risi, by the way, did send Virginia Company also.
Okay, yeah, I actually forgot to install the UI, so I won't have any of that information, unfortunately, this game. But
okay, I'm gonna try to help you there and tell you what's going on. And for next game, we need to think about that you install your UI.
Yeah, make sure you remind me after the game.
Yeah, I will try, but I'm not the best at this. Maybe Queen can help us there because I forget everything. So, but yeah, okay. So he already got 2 TPs up, placing his tower next to his TP. So trying to defend. It could have maybe tried to actually place it here. This would have been a more aggressive version. So it looks like he's not so comfortable with going aggressive and maybe just trying to defend more.
Yeah, just playing it safe. Yeah. I mean, that would be a lot more aggressive, but also placing that outpost by that TP would mean that you might not actually be able to do anything with that outpost. Well, in the future. Like if Risi for some reason tried to do something equally aggressive and FB'd somewhere, maybe even a hidden FB, and tried to push Duck's base or siege TPs even, that outpost would just be rendered completely useless. So just taking the safe route here.
Yeah, that's
Duck.
true. Yeah. Well, he could also ship 8 packs in the tower if he identifies that Risi is going very greedy, because right now Risi doesn't have any military building on the map and he's just making manors, right? So he could have a tower and ship 8 packs, but well, we're not going to discuss this more because obviously he's not going to do it, but I don't know if it would be worth shipping 8 packs just to get the last TP, probably not, but anyway, Duck is now aging.
Yep, and Risi is also dropping down his first military building of the game. It's going to be a barracks.
Indeed.
I wonder if he's going to try and stage 2 here, if he'll try to age up. We'll have to wait for his next shipment to find out, I suppose.
Yeah, right now we just see a 700 wood from Risi in H2 after the 3 builds and Virginia Company. And Duck is going for the classic, well, not so classic FF, because he did send ATP and got 3 TPs, but after that he was going for a really classic build order with 700 coin and 700 wood. And
yeah, I'll be interested to see if Duck decides to send that new card Spanish Gold or not, because he has this tower and actually a pretty good location to just start sending military shipments and possibly punish this VC boom if he's identified it or not. He should know that something is up because he hasn't seen any units from Risi, and Risi got that early trading post, so he should know that this build is on the docket at least. So.
Yeah, exactly. When you see a TP and you check his deck and you see he got Virginia Company, you can be you're not sure, but you can have a hint that he's probably going for this. But yeah, I also wonder if he's gonna send the Spanish card. It's kind of the suspense of this game. He does have it in deck, but still has a pretty aggressive deck with a lot of unit shipments, which is kind of normal for Spain.
Not so many upgrades.
No, not so many upgrades. No, but it's kind of standard Spain stuff. Just he has that extra new card now in the deck.
Interestingly enough, it looks like Duck has not opted to get Stagecoach.
Yeah.
So maybe he was concerned that Risi was going to be killing his trading posts and the Stagecoach upgrade wasn't going to be worth it or something, or maybe he just wants that extra XP to funnel those Spanish Gold powered shipments.
Yeah, or maybe just is like a bit annoyed that Risi got a TP himself and he doesn't want to give him a free Stagecoach, but I would have liked
that could be true for sure as well. You know, it would benefit Risi too, so maybe he just doesn't want that. Maybe he wants to secure control of the line for himself before he thinks about Stagecoach.
Yeah, so right now might lose. Okay, he reacted in time. A couple of shots, but nothing big there. So now we can see, well, you can't see, but I can tell you the eco gap is absolutely huge. 19 villagers for Duck and 49 for Risi, so 30 extra villagers. he has.
You can see it even
manas.
in the score gap.
Yeah.
Almost 50 score lead.
He's got 20 manas on the field, and now the question is, oh well, we actually have Spanish gold coming in right now for Duck.
Okay, so playing a bit more slowly. This actually might be okay for him. If he's able to just sit back and send a few more shipments while Risi uses up these resources in his base. Risi's going to be forced to idle a lot of villagers pretty soon and move out to his next hunt. It's pretty far away from where his current mass of villagers is, so Risi's just going to be able to have to mass off of this one hunt and then try to push out onto the map.
Yeah,
and I don't know how it's going to turn out against this Spanish gold.
Oh, but he's getting caught now.
Yeah, getting caught by the Hussar is not very great there.
He's not trying to go in melee mode, he's just hit and running, and I mean, shooting at Hussars don't really kill them, right? I mean, well, now he got some nice
just trying to kite back to his Dragoons. This could actually be really good for Duck, on the other hand.
This is actually a very good fight for Duck, I think. Oh, but the goons shouldn't go too much forward. This is really risky, because Risi could just go melee mode and kill all the goons super fast. He needs to... yeah, that's not so good for Doug actually. It could have been better, like the goons were just too much forward.
Yeah, now with all this Hussar left over, it looks like he might get cleaned up here.
It's a disaster actually. This was... He missed his window kind of and like wasted a bit his chance, and now he's just gonna...
Why he make musketeers?
He made musketeers in transition.
Risi is aged as well actually.
Yeah.
So he's actually in a really good position here. He's just killed Duck's army, and he's fortressed himself with a better economy. He can actually probably punish this pretty hard now with the 2 Falc shipment or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot to say that he aged. I mean, I saw it, but I forgot that you don't have the UI, and I actually should have said it also for the viewers. But yeah, he did age, and now it's gonna be really tough for Duck. I mean, Spanish gold is nice, but let's face it, like he's 30 villagers behind, and the 400 gold will not make up for this, you know. The 400 gold extra is not enough, and he's now also slightly behind in military. So if only he had crushed this fight and been able to push the food here, for example, and later here, he might have been able to win this game. But now I think it's looking pretty bad for Duck.
Yeah, if he has any saving grace, it's that Risi does have to be moving villagers now, so they are going to be more exposed. He also, one benefit of having Spanish gold sent is that you're going to be getting all of these gold crates and preserving your gold mines. So he actually doesn't have to leave his base very soon for gold anyway, but he will have to leave for hunt pretty soon, it looks like.
Yeah, but
if the game manages to go long enough, maybe he'll do just fine off of the fact that he has more gold mines than Risi.
Yeah, but right now he got only 24 years, and I don't think he would deplete his gold mines so fast anyway. I don't think they would run out. His problem is really now that he needs to hold when Risi is gonna push out.
Oh, he got...
okay, that's a...
It looked like Duck had the Falc for a second there, but...
Oh yeah, Risi was smart to snipe the Falc, you know, to finish it with his musketeers. He was able to keep one Falc alive, which is huge because of the range and the DPS of this guy.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Risi now.
Yeah. Was looking good for Duck. Like he shot first, which means at the end he would have half a Falconet left, but he just let Duck shoot at his own Falcon. Anyway, he had just much less units. Also, a lot of unupgraded stuff like his Rodilleros, his musketeers were not upgraded. On the other hand, Risi has a mass of upgraded musketeers. What's going on now?
Mitoe?
Yeah, looks like a bit of lag. I'm here.
Oh.
To be honest, it's maybe a bit too greedy to ship 1k wood.
Oh, Duck is going for 1k wood now. I didn't see that.
But maybe we have... you see out of sync from Duck.
No, not out of sync. It's connection loss. Oh, yes. Well. Yes, Risi is happy. Well, let's just wait. But I think anyway, if we need to decide, I think we should give the win to Risi. I mean, I'm not the one deciding of that, but...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's unfortunate that Duck disconnected, but
yeah.
Risi's up by 100 score, and he just, like, he clearly has a decisive advantage in this game at the moment, so...
Yeah.
Either way, the game was going to be ending shortly, so I guess this doesn't change much.
Oh, he's back.
It looks like Duck is still here.
Yeah, they should pause because I can see already like Duck's goons are going. He's not controlling his stuff right now. I'm not sure if he's even here actually. This is weird. But yeah, anyways, this matchup I think is anyway good for Brits. Even with all the buffs on Spain, was such a good matchup for Brits on RE. I think it's still a good matchup. It's really,
yeah, for sure.
It always seems hard for Spain to do anything in this matchup.
So that looks like he's trying to get to that Falc.
Yeah, he should be able to.
He looks like he's gonna get it.
But he's gonna lose a few goods.
Oh
no!
10 HP, already got it.
Yeah.
But it cost him quite a few units.
Yeah, it was barely worth
honestly, that's probably the best he could have hoped for with those units. He's not going to be able to get a mass to fight a Falc in that giant massive unit, so even if he's trading a few goons off for it, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it, but it's still kind of good for Risi in the end, because Risi has 3 times more population, military population, so in the end he's happy to trade units, you know. Duck needs more than a trade, he needs a very good trade. Now he needs to, with each of his units, kill 3 of Duck's units, basically, if he wants to win, you know, so...
yeah, it's looking really bad for Duck.
Yeah, he's now gonna lose control of the TP line, which is kind
of... The good thing for him, at least, is that he does have skirmishers, while Risi only has musketeers at the moment. So he does have the slightly better unit composition, it's just the mass that's gonna be putting him behind here.
What about dropping an arsenal at this point and getting the counter-infantry rifling, because he got 700 wood banked and he doesn't seem to spend it, so I would have liked him to get this arsenal upgrade, because there's so many musketeers. I mean, when you got less units like this, you need to bank on the fact that you're going to be able to use the range of your skirms, and then I think this counter-infantry rifling upgrade would be pretty good for him.
Yeah, well, it would probably be smart to do. We'll see if he thinks of it here soon, but...
Well, at least he could spend his wood with something else, like a town center, I don't know, but he got 727 wood right now, and he's not doing anything with it.
Maybe he did want to make a TC, but with his Explorer dying in that last fight,
yeah.
He can't at the moment.
That's right. Okay, he's trying to raid in the middle, but there's just too many goons. By the way, Risi's musketeers now are carded with H3 musketeer combat, and on top of that he shipped 8 villagers, and he's now at 64 villagers against 30.
This insane gap.
Yeah, it's a really big gap. It's gonna be very...
Yeah, it's gonna take nothing short of a miracle to save Duck here, probably.
Yeah.
He does have the micro advantage, at least. His units have the potential to out-micro this, but it's probably not gonna happen. There's just too much stuff.
Yeah, and even he got some lancers, but lancers against carded musketeers are not gonna do much.
Yeah, especially when you don't have very many of them.
Yeah.
And also he has the upgrade from H3, the musketeer combat.
Yes, what I'm saying. Oh, and there's some...
He's also... Looks like he's also going to be running out of shipments pretty soon. I think he only has pikemen there left or something like that.
Yeah, he shipped 5 Hus, which is really not helpful against this mass of musketeers. I mean, right now, he's right to take this fight, because I think it's the best he can hope for. I don't think he called Minutemen so far, so there you go, Minutemen coming. Yeah, that's a very good fight for Duck. I don't think he could hope on anything better than this.
Yeah, it was good position, but looks like with the reinforcements coming, there's so many reinforcements, holy cow.
Yeah, wow.
Like, it's just going to be the final nail in the coffin.
And the musketeers in mid mode just cleaned up all his cav just so fast, and even the skirms actually a bit. Yeah, this, well, game 1 goes to Risi. Well played.
Yeah, pretty decisively too.
Yeah, it was not a very close game.
It seemed like maybe Duck's build was too slow.
Yeah, I think it was too passive.
Maybe not ambitious enough.
Yeah.
Like if he had grabbed that stagecoach in order to try and compete with this Virginia Company eco, maybe he could have done something. But he also probably would have had to he probably would have had to skip the Spanish gold card and opt for something more aggressive to try and punish this.
Yeah, I think he needed to make a choice between going a bit greedy with ATP and getting stagecoach, or then going a bit more aggressive, because right now he had those TPs, but they didn't bring so much in the end because it's just XP and it very fast, you know, decays the value of XP compared to a stagecoach. And yeah, he didn't try to do anything aggressive, and you can see it in the units graph. I mean, he was never really ahead in military compared to Risi, so...
And also you can't give to Brits so much time as Spain.
Yeah, I think that's a problem, yeah. Or then you need to go all in.
He tried. Sorry, continue.
I was just saying, yes, and if you give so much time to Brits, you need to yourself, I don't know, like get a stagecoach and drop a TC or something that you really have a lot of eco, I don't know. I think you anyway lose, but the way he played was kind of between booming and being aggressive. I don't know, it was not... it didn't work. It just didn't work. And you wanted to say?
It seemed like he was trying to play too slowly and kind of playing into Brit's hands that way.
Yeah. And well, in the villager population, it's just not even close. Also Duck idled a little bit, which didn't help. He didn't make so many villagers. So yeah, well, let's go out then and move on to the next game. GG.
Oh yeah, before I forget, can you send me the UI file real quick?
Oh, the problem is you need to have the right resolution for the UI. Just go on Google and type UI 2.2 ESOC ASAMP UI or whatever, and then you will find it, and then you need to download the UI 2.1 and for your resolution of your computer.
Yeah, it's called UI 2.1C, but it's actually the UI 2.2. And like she said, yeah, you need the good resolution because I'm pretty sure I don't have the same like yours.
Okay, just a moment.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I shouldn't join actually. Let's wait. So this makes it 1-0 for Risi. So now it's up to Risi to pick first. And the second map was... No, Mendocino we just played. The last map is Klondike, I think.
I can check.
It's Alaska, Florida, and they vetoed this, and it's Mendocino.
Cascade Range.
Cascade Range and
Tibet.
Tibet, not Klondike. Klondike was the previous round, I guess. Cascade Range and Tibet. That's... Well, Mendocino was the only really standard map of this three. Now it's Tibet and Cascade Range, and those maps are not standard at all. Tibet having 6 TPs and very low food, or not very low food, but very far hunts, let's say, and Cascade Range having this time a very low food and no TP at all.
I was going to... Does Tibet have a TP?
Tibet has 6 TPs.
Ah, yeah,
it's like Great Lakes.
Around the TPs.
It's a bit like Great Lakes, like it's a round map with like you don't have water in the middle, but you have
just
a plateau.
Auto.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm dying. So yeah, on Tibet you can actually go auto, yeah, because it's lower resources and a lot of TPs. But you can also go China because there are some nice wood treasures and a lot of livestock. Also, I think they nerfed the livestock on this map. There's less livestock now on the 2.2C Tibet, but we will see anyway. Right now it's Cascade Range, so...
Yeah, and Risi needs to pick first.
Yes, indeed.
Lucy was saying something about my sound being too high or something like that. Can you ask him about that quickly?
Chrissy said your sound is too high?
Sorry, not Risi, Chrissy.
Yeah, Chrissy, I said, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Quinn, can you take care of this?
I check the chat all the time, but there was nothing written, and also on stream, on Discord, there's no one saying something.
Where did Chrissy say this, Mitoe?
He said it on ESO to me just a moment ago before I restarted my game.
Oh, he PM'd you, oh.
Yeah, fix your sound.
Well, we can wait a couple minutes while I finish installing the UI here and see what the chat says about it, maybe?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, let's wait 2 minutes and see.
Yeah, you need to make it down a bit.
I'm not gonna make it down. First, let's wait for the chat, because sometimes someone has one issue and it's not the same for everyone.
For me it was fine, I tested it on my phone.
Yeah, and I don't think the chat says anything, so let's just wait 2 minutes and I'm gonna ask in the chat. I got some troll PMs. By the way, you know you don't need to restart to install the UI. I should have told you.
Some people say that Mitoe is slightly higher.
Some people say
I wasn't sure if I had to restart or not, so I just did it to be safe.
Yeah, it's fine. I should have told you. I'm gonna lower your sound a little bit, but I don't think...
yeah, this is enough.
I think the sound is mostly fine. Okay, so... Okay, Risi locks in Russia, apparently, which is for sure a decent pick on Cascade range because it's so low on resources. Duck going France. I'm not sure that's the most advisable pick on this map.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the best matchup on a map with low resources like this. But on the other hand, maybe you can sort of fight for the resources with your CDB a bit more effectively than some civs. Especially on this map, it has the Nutka settlements, which has a pretty good Vil upgrade.
Oh yeah, right,
50%,
yeah.
I believe.
Or maybe he got something with this. Yeah. This would
or maybe
be
he
smart.
has something planned, who knows.
I've seen this on some Starve games, actually. There was a tournament called Starve. I mean, I'm explaining to the viewers because I know you played in it. You went to the finals, I think. A tournament where you basically don't have food on the map, or there are only a few berries or something. And I remember someone made this to just take the Nutkas on Klondike and upgrade CDBs, send pioneers, get the market upgrades and get the Nutka upgrade, and his CDBs had like, I don't know, something like 400 or 500 HP. But yeah, maybe he's trying to do something like this. This would be funny to see. And I guess the Nutkas can still tank a lot against Russian infantry in cover mode. Mitoe, are you here?
Yep, sorry, just
Okay.
answering a reply or answering a message real
Okay.
quick.
Well, I need to say usually France wins against Russia, but well, on this map with no TP and low food, it's not so clear. But I guess France can still cheese its way to win with the CDBs. You know, you can always kind of push Russia with H2 units and CDBs together, and usually you're kind of fine, even on low resources map. And like when you have all your CDBs on one spot of the map, gathering food, even if it's not a safe spot, it's still kind of safe just because they're CDBs, and it's so hard to push in CDBs with Tridents and Musketeers. You need a ton of Cossacks.
Yeah, those CDBs soak up so much damage from ranged units.
Yeah.
Also, the native scout might actually be pretty nice here, so you can identify those HUDs earlier and start herding earlier, as well as find the better treasures instead of walking into these small 10 coin treasures all the time. You might be able to find these 40 wood and 50 food treasures more often.
Yeah, but I'd rather use my native scout to find some 100 wood treasures or stuff like that, you know. It's still not very exciting, the
Yeah,
one
for
on
sure.
this map.
And also on this map, we need to say that there's no whales in the water, only fish.
Yeah, but there's some water spawn points now, which were not here before, and the water is a bit bigger, so that it's.
I think there's.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think there's also an extra 1,000 food in each pond on this version of the map, if I'm recalling correctly.
I think it's even 2,000 because I remember there was four fishes in each pond, and now it's 8. So. Well, anyway, let's talk about what they're doing. So we have on the top of the map Duck in the color green playing France, and on the other side of the map we have Risi.
123 in the color blue, and he's playing Russia.
Yes. Risi actually spawning with a 50 foot in his base. I kind of like this treasure, especially for Russia. You always need that faster age up with Russia. You sometimes have idle time without food treasures, so pretty nice.
Yeah, looks like he's opting to go for more treasures on the map, though. Maybe he'll come back for that 50 food before he ages up.
Yeah, I would have liked him to crack shot that guy and then just go away, because I mean, let's face it, you don't use a crack shot so much on this map because there's not so many treasure guardians, so you can just use it in your base. But anyway, not a big deal. Did you see the crate start? Was it like just 100 wood and then food crates?
I think so. I didn't actually see, but judging by the resources they have in bank,
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably the case.
Yeah, I don't see any coin crates or wood crates on the floor, and Risi didn't gather anything, so I mean he doesn't have 100 wood or 100 coins, so yeah, which is actually pretty good for Russia, I would say. France would have been happy to be able to get an early market, while Russia would just keep his coin crate on the floor, you know. Would have been really nice for Duck, but this start is actually favoring Russia, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Risi picked up more treasures than Duck, actually. Actually, much more treasures. He picked like 6 treasures and 7 treasures now, and Duck picked only 3, which is not very normal since Duck has an extra scout, you know.
Yeah, it looks like he had a slightly better scouting pattern than Duck. He kind of went directly to the middle of the map and kind of did this little loop around the middle, and then back towards his base, where Duck kind of just went to the corner with his explorer and then walked around the edge of the coast, where obviously there's not going to be any treasures on the water, so he wasn't getting as much vision of the treasures as Risi was.
And Risi picking his 50 food in time for his age up, but look at that. Oh, well, you have UI now, it's working fine and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see that Duck is actually aging with 13 CDBs, but with a lot of idle time. He's got like 15 seconds idle time, but he's aging 13, which is going to be a bit faster than Russia.
That's probably a good decision, to be honest. Like on this map, you don't have a lot of resources in your base, so having the extra villager doesn't really help you too much in the long run. You just kind of need to make sure that you don't die to the early aggression and that you actually have enough time to build up that army to push out of your base.
But you might be able, if you pick enough treasures, to get a market up also, because there's some nice small wood treasures and a lot of small coin treasures, so maybe you could get a market up. A bit like on Klondike, except Klondike actually got better coin treasures. It's more like 50 coin, 40 coin.
Yeah, for sure. And interestingly enough, it looks like Risi's trying to build a blockhouse kind of on the side, maybe keep it hidden from Duck.
And Duck was smart.
I think Duck has identified this.
Yeah, and he was smart to not show his native scout. He went back directly when he spotted the villager to make sure that Risi doesn't know that he's scouting him. It's kind of a psychology, you know, at this point. It's like, yeah, if he knows they scouted him...
Duck just spent 300 resources. Minutemen are on the way.
Oh my god, well, that's actually... I mean,
this
it's
is
Tony,
actually huge. Right? That blockhouse can't go up.
And it's because he didn't show that he scouted Risi. Risi can't expect the Minutemen, you know?
This is insane.
This is ugly, but it's gonna work. Yeah, rip.
Oh, so
and
nice.
now I would like him to go late.
This negates a huge advantage Russia usually has on this map, right? Where they just get the free map control, the blockhouse in the middle of the map, but now it's kind of just open for Duck.
But he just scouted this villager here with his explorer, and he didn't bring his Minutemen. I mean, Minutemen are not good at sieging. And they will die to the explorer at some point because they will get low HP. I would have liked him to just go snipe this villager just near him with his explorer and kill it.
But this villager is going back to try to build.
Yeah, exactly, because now the Minutemen are low HP, they're gonna die to the explorer, and he should have gone here. You know, he scouted it.
So smart.
He could have just nailed with the explorer and killed another villager, and then his Minutemen would be really golden, you know. Because now they did a good job at delaying and killing one vill, but the blockhouse is still gonna go up. And Duck doesn't have Minutemen anymore, so I'm not sure who to favor. And look at this now, all the Minutemen are just dying.
Yeah, it looks like it ended up being alright for Risi in the end, but at least, at the very least, Duck did manage to kill a villager, and he is denying the early aggression a little bit, so he's buying himself some time to get units out to defend.
Also interesting to see that the Cossacks had to be shipped in base, because of the no blockhouse. But he needs to take care with this villager here. Oh, oh, he got 5 hearts, that's why, okay, I see. Yeah, because, of course, now it's so late, because Risi was delayed, so he was able to still get 5 hearts out. By the way, pretty nice that he was able to get this 5 hearts patch, even if he called Minutemen. I guess it's because he didn't have to chop 200 wood for a TP, because there's no TP, so...
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, I think Duck probably could have executed that a little bit better if he'd brought his explorer and used the native scout as well to try and siege that blockhouse.
Yeah.
And also would have been able to identify the Ville maybe a little bit more easier as it came over to try to get the blockhouse.
Yeah, he definitely saw that Ville. I saw him go back, but he just decided to keep sieging instead, which was the wrong decision for sure. And now, well, he's kind of getting caught, and he's not getting a good trade out of this. He should maybe fight now. Okay, Risi was not paying attention, and his Cossacks are just going back.
Yeah, so losing 2 Hussar for 1 Cossack, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and he might
he's gonna get caught again here. He's gonna kill 2 Cossacks though, so
yeah,
maybe
he's
3.
Fine there.
It's actually good for Duck.
Yeah, now it's good. Yeah, and he might even kill the extra musketeers now because, well, Russian musketeers are not good against. Oh, but wait, there's 4 more Cossacks. He needs to take care. Or is he just going for 5 and 4 Cossacks in a row? While at least Duck was able to go for his greedy 4 CDB 700 wood build order, which is exactly what you like to do as friends if you are given the chance to do it. Like he didn't have to call any kind of 8 crossbow shipment to defend. He was able to have a very comfortable build order so far.
Yeah, and Risi's like using his units here to defend like on the edge of the map rather than being in Duck's base. This is actually pretty good for Duck so far, it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, cave opening with 4 CDB 700 wood is a dream for France, and it's not something you can always afford to do against Russia.
Yeah, the other disadvantage of having this blockhouse on the side here is that he doesn't really have any control over the right side of the map. So Duck actually has somewhere to expand to later, as long as he gets the military to defend those resources.
Yeah. And you're right. You're right to say that this blockhouse on the side is. It was kind of a cheese. He tried to side base and surprise Duck, but because he got scouted, this blockhouse is essentially useless. No, I mean not useless, but it doesn't grant as much map control as Risi would like. And he's just raiding a lot. I mean, in the end, Risi is defending. You know, he's just bringing batches of musketeers down to his own base to defend the raids and placing some musketeers here and there to try and defend. And look, these musketeers are gonna die now. And
and he's bringing some
but at the same time, Hussar getting caught on the left side.
Oh.
So gonna be a little bit of a trade here, I guess.
Yeah, but this is a lot of musketeers dying, and he lost just 2 Huss. And there's like 13 crossbows. I think he made 5 and shipped 8, which I really like as friends when you ship your wood crates. Maybe a bit of an overcommitting with his Hussars on the musketeers there on. I mean here, they kind of died, and now there's the Cossacks.
Oh yeah, he needs to bring back the crossbows.
He needs to bring his Huss to defend and kill the Cossack. But, well, this is overall still, I think, a good fight for Duck because he's most likely going to clean up with a bit of micro. He just needs to be careful that there's no big batch.
Now for Risi.
Yeah. Just need to be careful that there's no big batch of Cossack coming and surprising him, because now there's a stable up, by the way. But
yeah, there's 1 Cossack in queue at the moment, and Duck doesn't have a lot of anti-cav, so he has to be careful here. I don't know if did he lose his native scout? I don't know if he knows that the stable is up. Oh yeah,
so
it's there.
Scout is here,
he should know. I think that should be in line of sight.
Yeah,
barely.
It should, yeah. Oh my God, no, this is big. He got no Minutemen. You know, now that's the drawback of this. He got no Minutemen to cover his crossbows. And they're just getting caught, and he's coming back with his house, but it's gonna be too late. Maybe he got a batch of something from these racks. Let's check the units in queue. Yeah, musketeers popping, gonna save the day. He's gonna be fine. This is overcommitting from Risi now. He should have gone back when he saw the musketeers popping, because I think these musketeers, his own musketeers, can get caught now.
Yeah, this could be good for Duck.
Also, there's only one.
He might even be able to age up off. Well, actually, no, he probably can't age up off of this, unfortunately. So it might not be the end of the world for Risi. Duck doesn't have enough hunt, unfortunately, to get the food to age with that 700 gold.
Yeah, but again, if he's ahead in military and he just sits on a hunt with his CDBs, I don't think Russia will be able to push in this. I'm not sure. We need to see. I think this food here is enough for Duck to age up if he wants to.
He doesn't have a lot of CDBs on that food at the moment. He's moving more, but it's just a lot of idle time.
Yeah, oh wow, and this is overcommitting from Duck now. He needs to be very careful. I think he's going to throw his lead. There was just a big batch of 5 musketeers and 5 Cossacks popping. There's even 1 idle Cossack here, or is he stuck in the trees? I'm not sure. But this is not good for Duck. This is really not good. He's gonna be kind of fine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be close with the CDB here, but this is gonna end up being a good position, regardless of like if
oh, 3 Hus.
Duck wins this fight really hard, it's still probably good for Risi, just because Duck is trapped in H2 right now.
Yeah, just because Risi is Russia, right, and he likes to force his opponent to stay in H2.
Yeah, for sure. And basically, the longer this game stays in H2, if he ever manages to get Boyars out, he might actually be in a good position. But actually, Risi's out of hunt as well. Just these bills on the hunt here. Yeah, and he has identified this hunt down here, but hasn't moved any bills to it yet.
And Russia likes a lot of food as well. They use a lot of food, and we will see what happens. But it's worth saying that at least Russia has caught up in Eco now, because of course he trains villagers faster. So now it starts to be really scary for France to stay in colonial against Russia, who has the same eco as you and probably better units just because of boyars and strelets. Of course, I would choose any day strelets over crossbows in an H2 war.
Yeah, so, for sure, especially with Boyar's upgrade.
Bring back your Hus.
Oh, this was close, but he got away. Maybe now would maybe be the time for Duck to try to push the blockhouse when he's idling so many units with his 4 hussars. Because but
looks like he's gonna opt for a fight instead. He does have a lot of hussar. Risi doesn't have a lot of anti-cav. This could be good for him.
He's probably fine. Yeah, maybe cav HP coming in at this point. Oh, 700 food. I would have like cav HP there.
Not gonna take the fight. Oh.
I think with cav HP,
a little bit of hesitation there.
Yeah, he could have gone in. I mean, there's what, 5 musketeers there? There's 5 more down there. They are too far. Oh, is it? Oh no, 5 Cossacks on top. Oh, this looks good for Duck, but Risi can still call Minutemen, and they're coming right now. So this is gonna be a very.
This is gonna be a really close fight.
I think Duck will be fine, just because he got more cav and there's not so many musketeers. I'm not sure actually.
Only 3 hussar left.
It's gonna be down to home micros better at this point.
I think Risi has it actually.
Yeah. Duck could have done better with his hussar.
Yeah, he needs to go back now to save.
Yeah, he needs to fall back, but he got a batch of Huss on the way. There's only 5 musketeers, sorry, and 4 hussars. I guess he's gonna try to go in, right? At this point, I guess you should try. I think he will get it.
Yeah, it's kind of his only option. He's already on berries and stuff too. He needs to make something happen.
These musketeers are coming from the wrong side and are not going to be able to do so much to cover the strelets. They will be sniped by Duck's musketeers. But there's a batch of 5 Cossacks. It's gonna be very close. It's a very tense moment right now. It's kind of decisive fight, I think, because with all these villagers here, if Risi loses the fight, it's probably just game over. Duck needs to be careful that he don't stay with his hussars so much in the Millimod musketeers. He's kind of wasting a bit, but he got 3 more Hus now.
Yeah, but also while he's been trying to pick off these muskets, he's been ignoring these Cossacks.
The musketeers
and they've been doing a lot of damage to the muskets.
But the musketeers are going in mini-mode against all the musketeers. Well, I think it's so close, to be honest. It's really close.
They're coming new units.
I think it's fine for Risi though. Like if Duck wins this fight with only a couple units, he can't really punish the villagers all that effectively. So
no, but he can idle this gold mine here. And Risi doesn't have any other way to get gold. Well, he does have 600 gold on the floor, though. But
yeah, it looks like he's actually going to be running up to that gold mine near his forward base.
Yeah.
More secure.
But he needs to bring... I mean, he got 10 musketeers there, and I think they can... I mean, it's only 5 musketeers for Duck, so... but there's more on the way. I don't like that none of these players are shipping any upgrades. At this point, I mean, 600 gold or 700 food are not super good shipments, and I think HP or Boyas are more interesting. But yeah, this is very... What is gonna happen here? Is anything gonna pop from this blockhouse to save the day?
Yeah, we have 5 musketeers popping.
There's a raid here, but I mean, Russian musketeers against CDBs. It's more like CDBs could raid musketeers and not the opposite, you know? Oh, mixing a few crossbows? This is a really nice game, to be honest. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's really back and forth.
It's probably very annoying.
Catch on these muskets. Got to be careful not to let his husk get meleeed too much. Oh, there's a lot of Cossacks.
There's a lot of blue stuff there. I'm not sure.
More musketeers coming though. This should be good for Duck, I think.
Yeah.
If he puts a few of those muskets in melee. Yep, all in melee.
He needs to pull back his husk, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of cheering for Duck because I bet on him in the tourney, so...
Yeah, I've bet on 2-1 for both of them, so I need Duck to win this game, and then once he wins, I don't really care
yeah, you
anymore.
need Duck to win, and then you don't care.
I did 2-1 for both in the next
and then
series.
anyone can win.
But
Duck's my friend, and I'd like to see him win, but I'm trying to be unbiased here.
He killed a wheel there, and pushing some wheels back, killing some musketeers, chasing some Cossacks. Not sure why two Huss are actually chasing 5 Cossacks. Oh, Risi was waiting for Boyas to turn back here and fight, which is actually smart. But maybe 5 Huss gonna pop.
Pioneers just came in, by the way.
But look!
Oh, Pioneers, yeah. Wow. He should just come here to gather with his CDBs. I mean, it's the last hunts on the map, I think. And when you have Pioneers, you need to use it and not go on berries on a corner of the map. You need to push for map with your CDBs when you have Pioneers, I think.
Oh god, I can't watch this.
You can't watch. Queen can't watch. It's too much pressure now.
Yeah, it's looking good for Duck, but Risi does have the last 2 hunts on the map under his control now with these blockhouses. And Duck is still only on berries, so... And his berries are actually going to run out in his main base pretty soon. And he's going to have to move those vills. This is still a really close game.
Yeah, in my opinion now, he just needs to pull all these guys and just go here, you know, and even if there's 3 blockhouses, I mean, blockhouses don't kill CDBs, it's impossible. I don't know how many hours you need for a blockhouse to kill a CDB with Pioneers, you know, with the range resistance, the negative multiplier, so I think he's fine.
He could probably even get the Nuka upgrade. His CDB would have almost 500 HP.
It's 50%, right?
Yeah. So it'd be an extra 90 HP.
It's another 100 in... oh no, it's 50... Yeah, so it's 450 HP, yeah. Maybe you can also...
Yeah, those units would be really hard to kill as Russia.
Oh god, I'm picking a deck, but... Okay, yeah, and maybe he's also gonna send that... villager HP and skirm HP stuff for an extra 20% HP on his CDBs. But I think at this point he should just ship Cav HP. Would be the wisest decision, I think.
Yeah, I think that card is long overdue.
Yeah, but also if... Oh my god, would you believe that Duck is getting placer mines right now, and he doesn't have hand dogs. He didn't make a market the whole game.
He doesn't have hunting dogs?
He didn't have a market. He's getting...
Actually, well, he hasn't been hunting the whole game either, right? So...
Yeah, but he's been mining a lot of gold. I mean, how many husks did he make?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I'm pretty sure
those upgrades probably would have been good.
This is so sad for him. I mean... no market. I mean, he basically didn't have a market, right? When you don't have hand dogs and no placer mine and no wood upgrade. I mean... well, now it's definitely not worth getting hand dogs anymore. There's no hands, so... Damn, this is such a close game.
Yeah, I think Risi's got the advantage now, though. He safely got his bills into these hunts. He is a little bit low on gold mines, but he does have boyars in, and Duck is running out of resources and fast.
Yeah, but how much more is gonna... is for... sorry, what? Queen? Fishing. Oh yeah, they could transition to fishing, this is true. But I'm not sure at this point, it's such a close fight. I'm not sure they can afford to transition to fishing. But yeah,
going for a dock would be really slow. It would probably take at least 5 minutes to pay off.
Yeah, I think
either player has enough time for that.
It's something about 5 minutes, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna stop saying who has an advantage, because if Duck fought right now, he would probably win.
Yeah, it's impossible to say at this point, to be honest.
It's just gonna come down to whoever manages to pick a good fight and then micro it well.
And to raid more, I mean... Risi's been mostly raiding with musketeers, which is not very efficient against CDBs, but Duck keeps raiding all the time, and well, he might be able to kill some Veers there, but again, I'm not sure why Duck is not shipping Cav HP. I mean, he didn't. Did I miss it? No, it's so late in the game now. 21 minutes and still no Cav HP. I think it's a very classic upgrade for France in H2. It's basically their only. It's their best upgrade, right? Cav HP. Then there's Cav attack and.
Yeah, especially against Russia, that just struggles against cavalry in general. And wow, Risi actually got a lot of units out in the last minute or so.
Wow. Yeah, that's a ton of stuff. But he's soon gonna be out of hands also. I mean, there's like 15 views on 3 animals, you know. So it's gonna deplete very fast.
Yeah, he's gonna run out of hunts, but he's still gonna have berries, and Duck isn't even gonna have berries pretty soon.
Well, there's still this batch of berries there, I guess. And,
yeah, or he could even just fight with his CDB for these berries, I suppose. But
he needs to bring
either way, it means he's idling pretty soon. Oh, he's actually bringing the CDB in. He's gonna be taking this fight.
Well, it's I mean, I was waiting for this because when you ship pioneers, you kind of want to see a CDB pool, you know. He needs to bring them in front that they tank. I mean, if they're in the back, pioneers is useless. He also should do the market upgrade for the attack and range. It's pretty good. He needs to use his CDBs more, basically. Just pull them forward and smash them in the Russian army. That they tank all this Trudet and musketeer shot. And now the Cav HP comes in, but...
Finally arriving when he has only 4 Hussar left.
Yeah, exactly. Just after he tanked all day long with his Huss, he gets Cav HP. This is... Well, he's still doing fine, but, you know... Could have been better.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any way he can actually kill these blockhouses.
Yeah, there's too many Strelets, I guess, with Boyas are just so good.
At the very least, he did secure those berries for himself, so he'll be on natural resources for a little while longer.
Yeah. Risi sent Eco Theory, which actually works for berries. But yeah, let's focus on the fight. Well, with the CDBs, I guess Duck wins, but it's kind of fake, you know, because he's still idling his fears all this time.
Yeah, he's paying a lot of resources to win these fights.
Yeah. But, I mean, what is the next source of food for Risi? Oh, he got some berries there, my bad, okay. He just was so much longer on hunts because he had much more map control, and that's why he's only now really using his berries, and this is very important at this point in the game. Because Duck doesn't really have so many berries left. There's a few.
I think he actually might have more than Risi at this point. He's got control of the 2 patches of berries in the middle of the map.
Yeah, of course. In the middle.
Risi's only on that 1 patch, and he's going to have to walk those vills all the way to the opposite side of the map when that runs out.
Yeah, of course he has...
Good raid from Duck here on the right as well. Sorry.
Yeah. Of course he has more berries when he's securing the middle, but I mean, because Risi was on hunts, he still has more berries here safe, you know? Because if he didn't have those berries, he would be quite dead right now, because he would have no source of food. Oh, should have finished that villager. I like also this explorer here, just checking on these berries.
Yeah, it's very smart.
But something
he knows that all of Risi's vills have to be either in that corner there or on mills.
Yeah. It's starting to look pretty good for Duck.
Oh wow, he's gonna wall off these resources.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. It's really mean, but it's really smart. And what really sucks right now for Risi, who is actually also dropping a wall now, it's that he made 3 blockhouses to secure the hunts, but now that it's away, he got his views away from the blockhouses, but he aged up. I think it's a mistake at this point. It's giving a chance to Duck to just... What?
Even if he loses these vills, maybe he can just win with falconets.
But yeah, maybe he can ship 1-time falconets, but how long do you need to get a shipment without TP at this point in the game, you know? Yeah, he's shipping something right now, probably Fags. But CDBs can kill Fags, by the way, because they have a multiplier, and you can just bring them in and kill the Fags. In my opinion, it's not the biggest problem for Duck to kill Fags as friends.
Yeah, that's true. Vet Strelet's coming in now.
Yeah.
Falcons are gonna arrive any second now.
And gonna have a pretty bad.
That's gonna be Risi's moment to either win or lose this game.
I think he's gonna lose because I don't see him popping Falcons safely now. There's so many hussars with cabbage.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any anti-cab left.
No, mostly no anti-cab. Yeah. Well, there's
and this wall is up. His vills have nowhere to go.
Okay. Oh, one Falcon pop on the wrong side. Oh my god. Yeah, these Falcons are dead. They got a decent volley, but at this point, the next shipment for Risi is probably in 10 minutes now. You know, because there's just no XP coming in. I mean, there is XP, but you need a ton of XP to get shipments at this point in the game. I think it's looking very good for Duck. You can see it in the score. You can see in the eco that he's very far behind. He got one more age, but without any shipments, it's not so interesting. Also, Duck needs to stop fighting veteran strelets with boyars with H2 crossbows, because it's not gonna work.
Duck is actually not that far from aging himself either. He just needs to get the coin. No.
Yeah, but you know, he didn't scout this, and that's painful. Because that's a gold mine on top, but none of these players scouted it, and that's why he's mining down there, you know, which is okay. But he could have, I mean, these wheels on wood, for example, on top could be gathering gold to help him age up, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But he didn't scout.
It's actually still so close. If Duck runs out of gold, he's not gonna have any more Hussar.
In my opinion,
and all Risi needs to do is get out a few more Strelets, and he might be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, if he can't defend, he's. Well, Duck is going back, but I mean, these mills...
Yeah, but Duck doesn't have a lot of siege either. It's not like he can bring down these military buildings before Risi has time to make anything.
No, this is true, but he can idle the mills, and that's big, because there's no other food income for Risi, so...
At this point, he should be trying to find the villagers right now. But actually, Risi's just going to call it.
Well, that was one of the best games I casted, I think.
GG.
Yeah, that was a really close game.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you see a map running out of berries, honestly?
Yeah, where berries are the primary focus of the game at the end. Like, yeah, really interesting game.
Yeah,
I really like Duck's decision to call Minutemen there. You could actually see early in the game that he was moving his scouts to the middle of the map to try and find that villager. So, yeah, I think he was planning for this.
Yes,
and it paid off in the end. It took 27 minutes to pay off, but it paid off.
Yeah, it was just a very good game, and he was even... I didn't see he was adding another layer of walls on the bottom. Oh god.
Yeah, he was just planning to move those vills in permanently.
Wow, what a game. Yeah, yeah, I was thinking, you know, when he aged, I was like, what the fuck, this is kind of giving too much tempo to France, and you can see in the graph just when he aged, he lost all his military at the end, and it was the final fight. He went down to 0 military, and he lost. And I think it was a mistake to age. Or then he could have made a box next to his CC and put his Falcons between walls, you know, or something, but...
Yeah, it was a game-deciding decision, I guess. Like, he knew he had to do something to get to get Duck to react somehow. And it was either just make more units and just hard push him, or get to Fortress and hope he could win with the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it was a pretty bad timing for him to age, just when he was getting pushed and his vills were idled, you know, of the berries, and that's why he also had to make meals, because he was idled. But also, what about if he actually shipped his Falcons between the 3 blockhouses instead of under the TC, you know? Hit and run his way to those blockhouses and just ship it there, you know? Maybe it would have been better. I don't know, but it was a very good game anyway.
Yeah, really back and forth.
Yeah. But actually, Duck didn't lose, according to the graphs, didn't lose a single CDB the whole game, while Risi lost plenty of views.
Wait, even when he was fighting with them?
Maybe he lost one, but then he also popped one from his TC exactly at the same time, and then you don't see it in the graph. But I mean, there's not a single time in the graph where the line is decreasing, you know? It's actually impressive on such a long game with vills spread on the maps that he didn't lose a single CDB.
Yeah, and it's not like Risi never tried to raid either.
Yeah,
like there were a few times he had Cossacks running around, so...
Yeah, but mostly with musketeers.
On top of things, I guess.
He mostly suicided musketeers trying to raid CDBs. But he did try to raid a bit, yeah, and well, that's pretty surprising. Okay, I lost connection to ESO, but there we go. So, I actually know someone here who is winning money, right? 2-1 on either player, so now you're happy.
Oh yeah, I win for sure. I no longer care about the outcome of this game.
No, you can stop casting now.
Okay, see you later. No, I'm just kidding.
So now it's up to Doug to pick first.
Oh my god, I will die with the game 3, I guess.
Yeah, it's getting more and more intense. So, well, the first game was not very intense, but the game 2 was very intense. China.
China. On Tibet.
On Tibet, it's expected. To be honest.
I expect Risi to go Brits. To be honest.
Yeah, that's a series set, by the way. But I think Duck is I've seen him play some China before, I think, so it's not super surprising here on this map.
Yeah, they're one of the civs I've seen him play the most as well, so...
Yeah.
One of his good civs on one of their best maps.
Yeah.
Seems like a pick.
Would be weird to not pick this, I guess. But I know Risi plays a lot of auto. He got kind of 3 civs from my experience. It's Russia, auto, and Brits. And Brits is his main civ. But I don't see him going Brits on Tibet. Because it's just not a very good map for Brits. It's probably one of the worst maps actually for Brits. Because of so many TPs and no food. I guess he can go auto.
It's a hard call, right? Like he doesn't play China as far as I know. And the Brit is kind of like his comfort civ, and it's his best civ, but they're not the best on this map, so I'll be interested to see what he decides here.
Well, I guess Russia kind of beats China, but on Tibet I'm not sure, because you can wall up easily and get some livestock. So we need to see. I think it's gonna take a bit of time to choose. It's not so easy. I can see auto or Russia working. Could see also some friends maybe for the.
I think he plays Aztec as well.
Oh,
it's on the. That's one possibility.
Yeah, but Aztecs are not the civ with the most. How should I say? Follow up. I kind of see him trying to rush with Aztecs and just not working because Duck is going for 8 crossbows and a wall or something, and then losing to H3 China. It's a bit. It's not so easy against China anyway. You need to. You can't really afford to waste units when you rush against China, because if you do, then you get crushed in H3. But we will see what they decide to, what he decides to pick. But oh, Brits.
I told you he got Brits.
It looks like he's going with the comfort pick.
Well, it still kind of makes sense if it's what he's the most comfortable with. I guess it still makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not like it's a bad matchup for Brits. Also on this map, I'm not sure who wins. But he's not. He didn't say he's locked. He can still change right now. And he's. I
think he's gonna stick with it though.
Maybe, yeah.
Sometimes you just have to play what you know rather than what's best.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think it's necessarily that bad in this matchup on this map, because even though there's not a lot of hunt, it's not like China's going to be getting map control early on, so Brit could actually spread out their vills relatively safely.
Yeah,
without really having to worry about early pressure or raids or anything.
At like 10 or 12 minutes, is Brit's going to be able to hold the Chinese timing push, and is he going to be able to secure his hunts? But what Doug says is actually true, that you shouldn't pick native civ. I'm not sure. I had sometimes that it goes out of sync when the observer is taking a native civ. It's written on the description of the map. Don't use Iroquois, Aztecs, Sioux. So maybe just change just in case.
Oh, okay.
Not sure if it would do anything, but sometimes with Sioux I had some out of sync.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problems last game as far as I know, but...
Yeah. Maybe it's only on some maps. You know, I
really
don't know how it works.
Before this game starts, what's the hotkey to enable Fog of War?
The Fog of War. Control-Shift-F.
Control-Shift-F. Okay,
yeah, it's pretty helpful, yeah, because last game I could see that For example, he didn't scout one mine, because if you don't see it, then you're like, why is this mine not mine, you know? But with the fog of war, it helps a lot. So there we go for game 3. Queen, do the introduction.
Okay. It's ESOC Tibet, and yeah, it's game 3, and we have duolckrad versus Risi123, and it's a 60p map, right?
It's a 60p map, yes. I don't think you can take all, or maybe you can actually take all 6, but it's 60p on 2 lines, which you need to boss upgrade. So it's not like Great Lakes exactly, you know. You can take only one side of the stagecoach, but to be fair, in this matchup, I don't really expect any of these players to get a stagecoach. But yeah, so round of 64 of the ESOC Autumn Championship. It's game 3 of the best of 3, so the match points. Very tense game now. After the game 2, we expect a lot from these players.
And we have here on the side of the map... Duck in the color green, and he's playing China, versus Risi123 in the color red, and he's playing Brits. And this map has some livestock, what is pretty good for China, right, Mitoe?
Yeah, livestock is definitely good for China. I just want to point out, Risi's actually doing something really smart here, and he's spreading out his yaks. He might be going a little bit too far, actually, but it is good to scout with these yaks. Maybe not as far as he's going, but if it doesn't get taken, it'll pay off for him, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty smart decision.
I was pretty excited to see him split his yaks and start scouting. I was like, oh wow, this is smart, but when I see him going middle map, like, I can't speak anymore. Middle map like this, I start to be a bit afraid for him, because there's 2 scouts on the other side also. But looks like he didn't. I'm not sure. I don't think he lost a yak. So
yeah, I don't think he did. So it definitely paid off for him. He got a lot of vision on the map that he wouldn't otherwise have. Looks like he's going to be grabbing a trading post again. I wonder if he's going to be doing a Virginia Company build once again.
Well, this would be very risky on this kind of map, I think. But we will see. Doug getting a nice 90 wood treasure going to help him a lot. But he's not going for an early TP, which is kind of the standard now. He's probably...
Yeah, I think it's a good decision, though, on this map. There's a lot of livestock, and all of the treasures, the really good ones anyway, are far away from the trading posts. So he's kind of opting to have this slightly better early game with these yaks and the treasures, and for going sort of like the later fortress shipments, but it's probably for the best,
I guess. But did you see Doug actually chop 100 wood for his second village? I didn't see
it looks like he chopped...
Yeah,
it looks like he chopped 104 wood, and then he got his 90 wood treasure.
There's nothing about like that on EP now.
Well, actually, he got 40 wood treasure, so I think he only chopped around 60 or 65 wood.
That might be why, yeah. But
so it's still pretty good for him either way.
To be honest, I would have liked him to not chop at start, because on this map you should know. Well, you should know. I mean, it's not like you should know, but you can know that there's often some wood treasures. So he could have actually aged up faster, but well, it's still fine anyway. He's getting another nice treasure.
It's really risky though to just not chop wood, because if your treasure gets stolen or you don't find a wood treasure, and you end up idling your TC, and then or maybe even having to delay your villager shipment because you don't have that village up yet. So it would have been a risk that probably would have paid off this game, but
in tournament it might be too greedy. I think the 40 wood helps, because you need to chop only 60 wood, which is faster, so you can at the last second chop your 60 instead of 100 wood. But in tourney, I guess it's too risky. Yeah, you're right. Risi has a shipment on the way, so we will see some Virginia Company action again.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be spreading out these hunts and building these manors directly onto the hunts. I actually really like this decision. He's probably not going to be playing very aggressively, but it does mean that he's going to have a lot of vills on a lot of different hunts, which means he's not going to be idling vills later in the game. So his mid game will actually be a lot stronger because of this.
Yeah, it's for sure going to be a very good timing for him in the middle game. We will just need to see what happens. when China is aged up, because I don't think Risi is gonna pressure China so much. He's actually Duck is actually chopping for a TP there, which I like because I think you can afford to chop and still age up in time. The only drawback of doing this is that you can't gather for the extra Minutemen, but I think it's not going to be a big deal because Risi is going for Vijayana Company, so most likely not so aggressive.
Then again, he does have a forward villager right here. It might just be for that hunt, but we could see a forward base still. And Duck has not done the greatest job of herding in the early game here. His starting hunt, the last few deer have ended up on the other side of this cliff here, and the 2 hunts that he actually are herding are still pretty far away from his base, so might not even be herdable to his town center.
Well, I think if he tries hard herding, he might be fine, but yeah, it's not the best herding there. I hope he's gonna drop a wall. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, he sees the FB vills and he's gonna be walling off to choke point.
But I'm not sure if he's actually gonna do a front base because he's just made a manor. But maybe he's waiting for 700 wood to drop his barracks in the middle of the map.
Yeah, they might just be there for future military buildings to give him some map control.
Yeah, imagine if for some reason Duck had just cheesed and shipped 9 pikes. He would have just got that racks down.
It would have been good. It would have delayed his age up a lot, though.
Or 7 step riders. Yeah, of course it would have, but if you kill 2 wheels in a barracks, I think it's worth it. Then he could even use the 7 step riders to burn this TP, you know. But well, anyway, he's just shipping 700 gold and going for the classic FF. The old school China FF, no TP. Well, he did take a TP in transition, but no H1 TP. 700 gold straight, and let's go for H3. Unit shipment spam, I guess.
Yep, and I think these walls are going to buy him enough time to secure those hunts, hopefully. Brax is up for Risi. I wonder if he's going to be making a lot of units, or if he's going to be trying to follow Duck into Fortress. Oh, Longbow's coming out.
Longbow's not very good against walls. They might be able to snipe that.
They are not the best at sieging, no.
Yeah, he didn't see the walls, I think, because he just went back, and now
his pathing is really strange.
Yeah, because it's,
I don't think he knows the walls are there.
Yeah, because it's the longbows directly. The units in Age of Empires, even if you didn't scout the walls, always don't go to the walls. I think they directly know there's a wall and they just try to go around. So it can be confusing when your units just run around like this. But yeah, so he needs to walk a lot there. But he's going to kill a villager, which is kind of sloppy from Duck. I mean, let's face it.
He's gonna get one bill.
Yeah.
Risi, sorry to cut you off, but I think Risi is going to be following Duck into Fortress here. He's saving a lot of food. He's probably going to be sending 700 gold pretty quickly.
Yeah. I'm not sure about these longbows then. If you could make maybe 5 pikes for this TP there on top, I don't know.
Longbows maybe sort of make sense. Like, he knows... He's done some scouting and he knows that Duck's hunts are not in the greatest position.
Yeah.
And longbows can harass the hunts from pretty safe distance, so...
Yeah, but I mean, this is kind of safe now. And if Duck didn't play sloppy there, he would have been fine. My point is that, yeah, it kind of works because Duck kind of fucked up his herding, but I think it shouldn't work. But here he might be fine, yeah, he's countering the Vills, like, the Vills are not going to be able to run away.
Yeah,
but
those Vills have been idle for so long, too, and he's even going to lose 1 or 2 of them here.
My question now is, why didn't Duck... First, why is he walking around in cover mode with Explorer? and then... Why he didn't just make 5 disciples and kill these longbows? Because that's also the problem of going naked 5 longbows like this, that disciples are actually a kind of cav. And I think they would just kill the longbows, right? I mean, the 5 disciples
they would. Disciples are really good against longbows.
Yeah, and the Explorer is also super tanky and got a nice attack, and the pikes, and the 3 crossbows, you know, I think... Well, in the end, he's still gonna clean up. He could have just made disciples and be fine. Or is it disciple? Or disciple? I'm not sure. How you do say
disciple, sorry.
Disciple, yeah. Well, he got a free disciple also.
Coming in for Duck.
Oh, some
And Risi is halfway up. So Duck has a small window here to maybe punish that forward base, but we'll have to see.
Well, there's actually like, is this like 7 wheels there in the middle? So
yeah,
they're gonna have to
Duck
be...
should know that Risi is aging, and I think he's identified it. So he's walking directly to those hunts. Not gonna see the villagers, but he is gonna get the racks down probably.
Oh, but I hope he just sits really under the barracks, like behind, like here or something, just to make sure no longbows can pop in the back and run away, because you can never catch up with longbows with musketeers.
Oh, Minuteman coming. Oh, for Risi, he's gonna try and fight this.
Okay,
he probably has a batch of units popping, I would imagine, and maybe Hussar too.
I hope he's just shipping next the 5. I mean, I hope Duck is next shipping the 5 meteor hammers, because they're just so good. This fight doesn't look too good for Duck, actually. Needs to snipe the pikes.
Yeah, it'll be close. Depends on how well he handles those pikemen.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on the micro, but now another batch of...
oh, Disciples coming out.
Yeah, this is very nice, but there's 7 longbows coming in the back. But there's a batch of cav, and this is gonna be nice for Duck.
It looks like Risi's not going to be able to save the barracks, unfortunately.
Risi should just go back with his extra longbows, but now they're spotted by Duck and they're just most likely gonna die. He also even calls his Minutemen, so it's not like he can save those longbows. Unless he got the military shipment coming right now, which is actually likely. Duck should be careful that he's not overcommitting to a 5 Huss shipment. Oh, go back. Yeah, okay. This is close. Oh, 10 longbows. I wish Duck just went back a little bit more and waited for his extra units to fight, because this is a bit wasted.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward engagement here, but it looks like it could still be good for Duck.
Yeah, it might be still fine. A longbow Huss not going very good against pike cav, you know, like you don't have anything to block.
The problem is that he's dragboxing his units with his China Explorer was still in cover mode, I guess.
Yeah.
So his units are so slow. Do you see how slow they was walking?
I know, yeah. It was kind
looks like it's gonna be an okay trade for Risi, actually.
Oh, another
more
batch of
cav coming in. It's gonna be really close, but if Duck manages to win this fight and still have a few cav left, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on those hunts.
Oh, 10 pikes shipment. Damn, I don't see this every day from Brits. That's surprising, but it's gonna do the job. Duck needs to pull back now. Oh no, don't go in the pikes.
He's passing.
Oh, he needs to stop drag bossing his Explorer, yeah.
Not the best route out there.
They're just gonna all die basically. I mean, they're just dead. There's more cav coming, but in the pikes again? Please not. Oh no. Oh my god, this is so painful to watch. I can't.
Yeah, this is really awkward for Duck. He's not on top of his unit control for sure.
Yeah.
Now Risi's stabilized and he has a huge economic lead. He doesn't have infinite hunts, but he has enough for at least the next few minutes, so.
And he finished cleaning up the cav with a couple of veteran pikes. I mean, imagine if he just didn't lose his, like, he wasted maybe 10 cav. So now if he had those 10 skirms plus 10 cav plus this new batch of cav here, he would completely crush this army from the Brit player. But because he's just wasted so many cav, he's not able to push in now, I think. Pfeiffer's coming also for Risi, so he definitely needs to go back. Duck just needs to go back. He doesn't have the worst eco,
he needs to wait till he has more units. He's being a little bit over aggressive here.
Oh. He's so far behind in the score.
Yeah, and he's pop capped right now too. There's not going to be a whole lot of units coming yet.
Wait, but he edged up with the tower, so why does he not have the tower on wood? It's on coin. That's weird.
Say again, sorry?
Yeah, he didn't set up his tower of his porcelain tower on wood. And his house.
Well, he has a couple of villages going up now. Or sorry, just one village and a second war academy.
Oh, yeah.
He was probably just prioritizing the coin to make sure that he could get cav badges out while he was trading units there. He didn't really need to worry about pop space while they were fighting, right?
Yes,
because
this is true.
units are dying. So it kind of makes sense, but
now
at this point he probably would prefer it on wood.
He shouldn't be chopping wood. He should always use his tower, in my opinion. That's my point, you know. He's chopping wood right now, and it's not the biggest deal, but I mean, it's a bit of a waste.
It's a little bit inefficient, yeah.
I guess Doug should just burn his TP down now. It's not very significant, but it's better than nothing. I don't think he can push in Risi's mass of units, so just...
I don't think he knows where that trading post is, does he?
Yeah, maybe not. Oh, what is actually this? Why are there like 4 or 5 longbows in this tree? There's 5 longbows here. This is very cheesy.
A little bit of rally point misclick probably earlier.
Oh, he got them though. That's when you're happy when you use select all units of one kind hotkey, you know, to set all your longbows in one control groups and they come back by themselves.
Yeah, for sure. You just see the extra 5 units walking in. You're like, oh, it's like Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like just coming from the border of the map, almost looks like a Moes bar hack, you know.
Yeah.
But I wonder what these guys were doing in the trees. It's really cheesy. Anyway, let's... Oh, Cav, the Cav upgrade. You don't see this so much, but I like this card. The Chinese Cav upgrade, I mean. Double-faced...
Yeah, double-faced armor.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good card, especially against longbows.
You now see some Cav, everyone with 0.41 range resist, which you don't see every day. So they're gonna tank, and it also gives... Is it 30% HP? Or no, maybe not 20%?
It's only 15 per... I believe it's only 15% HP, 15. And then it's an extra 10 or 11% resistance, something like that.
It's 35% range resist, so it's like...
Oh, look at this
0.11
here, and on the other hand here.
Oh, he didn't. I think he just walked past these fields and didn't do anything. He could have actually killed a lot. There's a ton of Hus for Risi also. I hope Risi ships Cav combat next.
I think this is I think this is looking good for Risi.
Yeah.
Chinese Cav would do well against that Cav, but as soon as Cav combat comes in, and with this massive pikeman, I'm not sure that Duck's unit composition is going to find much success here.
Well, the good thing is that pikemen are not very good, but they do block the Chinese army, which is what's
and right now the pikemen are being distracted by this raid down here. This might be a good fight for Duck if he can get it.
If he can send his pikes on the Hus and his musketeers in mini-mod as well, and just sit on top of this army with melee units. No, why you go back? No. I think he could have taken this fight. Was actually his best chance.
There.
Now he's trying
again. He might not have noticed that the pikemen were all back there.
Yeah, this is true. And now the pikemen are going back, and there's another batch of Hus. He just gave basically some free kills, and he's forced to go back. The score is just looking very bad for Duck. Also, he's China, which means he always has a bad score, but he's still 100 score behind. It's, I think, too much. And giving more free kills.
For free here. Almost a 100 score lead for Risi at this point.
At this point, it's really like the story of this game was that Duck had the potential to win it. I mean, I don't want to say that he lost, but it's not looking very good. But he had the sloppy unit control and giving a lot of free kills. Again,
it seems like he's been trying to play aggressively because the map is Tibet and it's not known for having a lot of resources. So he's trying to keep Risi off of the resources, but in doing so he's kind of overcommitted a little bit early on, and it's really put him far behind at this point.
But at this point, I would like to see a big raid from Duck. I mean, I think you need to come back like this, you know. You need a good fight or a good raid, basically, if you want to come back in the game at this point. But also, well, Risi is dropping the towers there, so it's not so easy to raid.
Yeah, and the Meteor Hammer is not going to be seeing those vills, unfortunately, so he's not going to know about that group down there.
There's just so many hussars. I don't know when was the last time I saw such a massive huss. This is actually...
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for China to deal with.
40 hussars, it's so much. And they do have Cav combat. And they have the Arsenal Cav HP thing. I don't know how it's called. Cavalry Cuirass, yeah. So they have a lot of HP now. A few wheels dropping there, not gonna help Duck. We're gonna lose a village in like 2 or 3 swings of these hussars. Another few villagers dying. It looks really not so good for Duck at this point. There's a random fat yak dead here also. With still 300 food not being gathered. Oh, but there's also a lot of Chinese cav. But yeah, the problem is that this card that Duck sent is pretty good against range units because you tank more and you also have more range resist. But against other cav it's not the best because the range resist doesn't matter. So against this massive Hussar, the cav combat card is better than the Chinese card in a cav fight, you know.
Yep. So Risi pushing in here. Yeah. Looks like he's just gonna go for the town center, straight up. I can respect that. When you're up 120 score, you know that you can take some risks.
And it's like so hard for Duck to do anything. Like it's not like he can bring, you know, in some games you can just bring your army on one side and get some free kills, like just flank and stuff. But against longbows you just can't. With the Yeoman card, they have 26 ranges. No way that Duck can get anywhere close the Huss and the pikes. You know, he can't do anything, and he's just going to lose his military. Not just his military. He's just going to lose his whole base.
Yeah, and on top of that, this like his own buildings are kind of working against him, right? His whole unit composition is focused on these cavalry, whereas Risi has these longbows, and his own buildings are going to be just protecting those longbows almost. So, not the best position for him either, unfortunately.
Oh, Risi going in, trying to find the skirms. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, and Risi is basically at 200 pop space and might just age up soon as well, you know? He can't do anything. I mean, not 200 pop space, he's aging now. He just bought some food, I think, and aged.
Manchus!
Oh, wow. Well, this actually is the best timing for Duck. With the Manchus and Risi aging, he needs to try to take this fight. But I'm afraid it's not going to be enough.
He needs to win this fight here while Risi's aging. But get it out on the map.
I don't think it's going to... Oh well, maybe we can see the Chinese cav doing miracles. You know, this range cav with no passing.
They've been known to make miracles happen. So
yeah,
it's not looking that bad for Duck actually.
But
he is losing the Manchus though on the side of the pikemen.
He's gonna lose this fight.
Muskets in melee. Actually,
I don't know. So close.
Does he have units in queue? He doesn't have any units in queue, so this is all that's gonna be in this fight here.
Yeah, because it's really heavily mismacroed. By the way, look at this troll TC there from Risi.
The BM
look at the other TC from Duck, what's going up?
Oh, Duck also got a new TC. Okay, so he's cleaning up. Basically cleaning up. But Risi aging...
He's gonna win the fight, but it's a long way back into the game.
Yeah. Well, he needs really to pressure the resources now. I mean, we also need to say that there's like maybe 2 hunts left, like here and here. And maybe a few dead animals on bottom of the map, but mostly 2 hunts that Risi does not control. So maybe, I mean at this point, is his eco even gonna help? I guess he can ship factories. He got a shipment and soon another one.
He has almost 2 shipments ready for those factories.
Oh wow, or maybe he's gonna ship units.
And look, Duck also dropped another TC next to the new...
Oh, Duck placing 2 TCs down there, yeah.
Yeah, sadly they don't secure any resources though. At least his tower didn't go down while those units were in his base. So he still has some resources coming in.
Yeah. Well, it's just probably game over. The score gap is actually even bigger because they kind of cancelled each other's mass, you know, like both players lost their army. Duck came out on top, but not by much, and it was not enough. Now, like this 20 longbows, H4 longbows with infantry breastplates, they are really good. And Minutemen, and Duck just resigned. GG. GG, I lost all my money.
GG.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Duck here. But well played by Risi for sure.
Yeah. Well, he basically just won his Brits, which is his main thief, so it makes sense. I don't know. I feel like Duck could have done more in this game.
Yeah, just because
Duck had opportunities to win for sure.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of overcommitment and some hesitation at other times, like when those pikemen were in the back of his base defending the raid. He could have taken the fight, but decided not to. He wasn't sure, and those mistakes kind of added up and led to him losing in the end.
Yeah, there's one point in the graph where you can see Duck really had a solid window. He just killed the army of Risi. Risi just aged. He could have done something definitely at like 10 minutes, but then he just lost his units because of sloppy unit control, and like you said, also some over-committing. Yeah, and then it was just basically over because Brits are Brits and they just have much more eco. Yeah. That was really a small window that Duck needed to abuse, and he didn't quite abuse it enough. But well, it was a really good game also. I mean, it's another 23 minutes game, so well played by both players, and yeah, congratulations to Risi, it's not an object, who advances to round of 32. Yeah, that's it.